Yeah, I wasn't. Okay, but for real though, huge story to talk about here, guys, in this episode of Inside the Lines. So welcome back to the show. Breaking news. This was not expected. Clint Bowyer has announced that 2020 will be his final year as a full-time Cup Series driver and will transition to the NASCAR on Fox booth to join Mike Joy and Jeff Gordon for the Cup races on Sunday. He posted a 2-page sort of letter on his social media page. We're going to read near the end portion when he talks about him announcing his retirement. I might mention opportunity. As I've gotten older, I've realized those opportunities are far and few between. And when they come around, you must recognize them. Just like the days before I got the call from RC standing in that Ford body shop. I've been racing throughout this year wondering what's next. Now to get to the point of what I want to tell you. I have a new opportunity to do what's next in my life. In 2021, my suit will no longer be fireproof. I will be joining the Fox booth on Sundays. Just like my driving career, I will always be part of a great team and organization with great teammates. To say I'm excited would be an understatement. I want to thank every owner who has paid a bill on my behalf, every crew member who has turned a bolt on my cars, and every media member who has covered my racing career. Thank you to every sponsor that has invested in me, and thank you to every fan who has cheered me along the way. Opportunity. Fox, here I come. So, my reaction, again, I was shocked at this. I was, to give you an idea of what I was doing, I was literally hanging out with a great friend of mine, Idril, who's also a YouTuber himself, just hanging with him in a car on the way to go eat at Buffalo Wild Wings when I got this announcement, and I was not expecting this. I didn't know what to do. I was like, wow, this was unexpected. Now hearing Clint Bowyer about his future, I always figured that there was a possibility he could come back in 2021 or he could be a free agent, and him being a free agent, probably no one would pick him up, and that would lead to him to the Fox booth because Bowyer and Fox, they've had a bit of a partnership for a while now, since 2017, 2018 when he joined the Fox booth to be part of their drivers only broadcast for the Xfinity Series. He then got he was then added on to do more roles for NASCAR Race Up. He was part of the Fox NASCAR's crew for the iRacing Pro Invitational Series. And he had a extremely fun personality and also gave a lot of insight as to what it's like being a driver in the situations that they go through. But I still felt like, because we heard Greg Zipadelli said a few weeks ago that they intended that all 4 drivers from 2020 will still be in 2021. So, again, to say that I was shocked to hear that Clint Bowyer was announcing retirement. Now, it has not been confirmed, but all fingers are pointing to Chase Briscoe. Now, this is very interesting because his rival for this year, Austin Cindric, he's going to go to the Cup Series in 2022 for the Wood Brothers. So now we got Chase Briscoe making the move up to the Cup Series next year. Again, not confirmed, but literally all signs are pointing to Chase Briscoe in the 14 car. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Chase Briscoe does it because he's going to go enter in full time. Unlike Austin Cindric, where he's going part-time in 2021 and then full-time the following year. So, I'm very interested to see how long he has thought about this because you usually, for him to announce it with, 6 races to go in the season, he had to have been thinking about this for quite some time now. And he had to really been thinking about wanting to be done with racing because, let's be honest, Clint Bowyer has not had the best career as of late since 2018, I think he won 2 races that year. Or 2017 won at Martinsville, 2018 won at Michigan. But since they implemented this 550 horsepower package, he has not been the best. And you could tell he was frustrated. Was frustrated with the package, was just frustrated all around with racing. And I'm pretty sure that also had him think about it. Do I really want to be doing this anymore? Should I transition to the broadcast booth? Because again, during the time he was in front of the camera, you could tell he was having a lot of fun with it. And I always had a feeling, sooner rather than later, he would be going to Fox and be part of Jeff Gordon and Mike Joy. I've always said that Bowyer would fit great in with that bunch, especially with how good the chemistry was between Mike, Jeff, and Clint during the iRacing Pro Invitational. I think having those 3 up in the booth for the Cup Series races, because Bowyer, he gives insight, but he also gives comedy. We know how funny he can be on the mic, so to see him now on Sundays calling races and the excitement that he can bring to a broadcast. I think overall, I think this is a major positive for Fox. But now, of course, we have to understand, what about Chase Briscoe now? He's going to be taking over, not confirmed again, but basically more than likely he's going to take over the 14 car. So what are expectations for him? Well, we know Cole Custer. We've seen how he's been able to do in the 41 car. Cole, even though aside from his win at Kentucky, he hasn't really done that much in the 41 car. Chase Briscoe, I expect him to run a little bit better. I think he's going to run in the top 12, in the top 10 in standings. I feel like he has the talent to do so, and I think he's ready. I mean, we saw how dominant he has been in the Xfinity Series. Didn't win the regular season championship, but still top 2 this season. So I really expect Chase Briscoe to perform quite well in his first year of competition. But I mean, overall, that's really all I've got. I really don't know what else to say. I mean, oh my God, I'm telling you, silly season is a madness right now. I was not expecting Bowyer to retire. I really thought he was going to go another season. I thought, oh, okay, you know, cause especially with the next gen car coming in 2022, I thought it would make sense for them to keep Briscoe in the Xfinity Series for one more year. It just wouldn't make sense for you to go to the Cup Series on the last year of the Gen 6 car. You know, it just, I thought, started with a fresh, clean slate, 2022, next gen, new schedule, new everything. I thought it would make sense, you know, and he would go to the 14 car. More than likely, he would replace Clint Bowyer, but no, I don't think it was on anyone's radar, or at least my opinion on a lot of people's radar, that Briscoe would take over Bowyer in 2021. It just didn't make sense to me. Obviously, now with the retirement of Bowyer, they had to make this decision, but I figured 2021, Boyer's going to stay at least one more year and then go to the Fox booth, but apparently he wanted to make the announcement a bit earlier than expected. But I want to talk about Clint Bowyer for a little bit. I think he's got, 6 or 7 career victories in the calendar, or in his Cup Series career. Started out racing for Richard Childress Racing, a former Xfinity Series champion. Then made a transition to Michael Waltrip Racing in 2012. Had his career best 3rd in the point standings, or I think 2nd or 3rd in the point standings. Won 3 races that year. Then having to leave to then go to H. Scott Motorsports. Then getting picked up by Tony Stewart to drive the 14 car. Winning at Martinsville. Winning at Kansas. He might not have had so many on-track success, but I think it's very safe to say that Clint Bowyer has been one of the most entertaining drivers in the garage area. I mean, if you have an interview with Clint Bowyer, you know you're gonna leave that interview laughing, or at least with a smile on your face. And that's one thing I want to remember from Clint Bowyer in terms of his racing career, as a driver that was always fun on the radio, on the track. Off the track, the guy was just overall fun, and I think he's going to carry that fun and that peppiness, I don't even know if that's the word, over to the Fox booth in 2021. And I think that's something that could help Fox greatly, because I've always figured that, for example, with DW, he might not, I don't want to say be all there, but might not be as good as he was earlier in the day. He was still entertaining. He still brought a bit of excitement to this. And when DW left and it was between Gordon and Mike Joy, it was better in terms of information, but it wasn't exciting, I guess you could say. You know, you look back then with Mike Joy, DW, and Larry McReynolds, all 3 of them together brought excitement. They brought information and they brought excitement. They made the broadcast fun. And when Larry Mike went to the rules analyst side and DW retired, I feel like Fox lost some of that. And I think when Clint Bowyer, when he comes into the booth in 2021, I think he's going to bring back some of the fun, some of the excitement that I feel like that the booth really needs, and make the Cup broadcast more enjoyable. But that's overall my thoughts on the situation. Guys, tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below, your thoughts on this announcement, and what are your thoughts on Kyle Larson and that whole Lumnar situation thing going on. Yeah, I said this in the video earlier today. Silly season is just going to get crazier and crazier as the year goes on. So we'll see what happens. I don't even say next week. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Who knows? But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Inside the Lines. My name is Jett from MDK. And I'll see you guys next time.